Something I recently said in one of my videos was how the conversation, the tone of my videos has changed a bit since I shaved off all my hair, since I buzzed it off. And that is, instead of this assortment of guys worrying about going bald and having questions about that, I'm getting less of that, and I'm getting more of just an array of compliments. Let me just share a few. Like, I haven't necessarily even hand selected these, but just here's a few, okay? Sharath Yadov says, quote, "OMG, such a close buzz cut. You are looking incredible, macho man, and very interesting." Harry Cuball, who is from the very beginning wanted me to shave off all my hair, says, quote, "I'm really happy for you that you did not wait for a long time between your transformation buzz cut and the real first head shave. It suits you even better than I expected." And then again, Sharath Yadav says, quote, "Harry Cuball, I agree with you. He is looking so attractive now, isn't he?" So got lots of people saying that I look macho and tough. I mean, it's a constant feed of people saying this to me on a regular basis here. John Spaglono, "You look awesome like this." Now here we go. So I'm reading these comments and making this video to remind you of something. Remember how a couple weeks ago when I first shaved off my hair with the Zero Guard the first time, and how I said that we have to reevaluate our perception of what makes a man good looking? Remember when I said that? And I feel that my video channel is proof of that. I feel if you look at the comments that came in the last 48 hours even, what you see is other guys, other straight guys I'm assuming, constantly giving me confirmation that I am a better looking man without the hair. And I think it shows how close-minded we've been in these, last couple, our perspective, I think, has been closed-minded to think if I don't have, a good hairline and a thick head of hair, I can't be good looking, and therefore I can't be a confident person, and therefore women won't find me attractive. That is the train of thought. And see, Nick Shell is a rebel. Nick Shell challenges that and says, if you want to continue to believe that lie and that system and that one version of reality, you keep doing that. But I'm going to be over here doing my own thing, right? Because over where I live, in my part of the world, you don't need hair to be good looking. In fact, you can become better looking by getting rid of the hair, because most men don't have the bravery to do what it takes. Granted, maybe not everybody has the perfect head shape like I have for it. Totally accept that. But it's the rebellious act of unplugging from the system and saying, I don't need hair anyway, that people gravitate towards that. People find just the mindset of that more attractive than that. See, think about this. Another way that people keep themselves kind of in a corner as they're experiencing baldness is they will say, people will find me less physically attractive. Okay? But I want to challenge that thought. Not only might they find you more physically attractive, but forget about physical attractive. Maybe, what's some other words I can use? Instead of being physically attractive and making that your thing, what if you were more focused on being psychologically attractive, conceptually attractive, ideologically attractive? The concept is this. If we're only limited to being physically attractive from one perspective, then yes, hair matters and you better freak out, man. But Nick Shell doesn't live in that world. Nick Shell lives in the world where I recognize men like Ryan Seacrest exist with their perfect looks, in that version of what perfect looks mean. And then you've got me over here. I've got over 3,500 people subscribing to this channel. I've got comments coming on a daily basis telling me how good looking I am now that I got rid of my hair. I think you should consider that and think about that as far as how broken the whole system is, that men continue to judge themselves on one perspective on what it means to be good looking, and to only relate that to physically what looks good. This is alternative beauty here. This is going beyond just physical and going more of a concept. Because as men, why do we want to be good looking anyway? Forget about the part about attracting another person who will love you and think you're attractive and all that. Forget about that part of it. We also want to be attractive because we want respect. We want to be relevant. We want to be seen as masculine. We do. We want to be seen, and masculine meaning that we are tough, that we're leaders, that we're dominant. We don't want to be seen as weak, do we? And this concept of if you're losing your hair, oh, well, now you look weak. But see, that's the paradox. If you're showing signs of hair loss and it's bothering you, and you fear that that's going to make you look or feel weak, then do the opposite, get rid of the hair, and now you automatically look stronger than you looked before. It's funny because as I have looked at some of the thumbnails of my videos from a month ago when I still had hair, I'm like, okay, was I better looking then or now? I like personally how I look better now than how I looked with hair. I personally think that I look better with that. But it's just an interesting concept. So many people continue to look at things from the wrong perspective. And here's what I'm gonna say. A lot of people are closed-minded. A lot of men who are experiencing hair loss are closed-minded. They will only look at themselves. And I get it the most from teenage guys who will see a Norwood 1 or 2 sneaking up on them. And it's just nothing but despair. They say, oh no, I'm too young, no one will love me. Because they're only looking at that one perspective. I'm Nick Shell. I can see beyond one perspective. I'm an open-minded guy. And let me close with this. Part of being Nick Shell is being able to realize that we are taught many things in life matter and are necessary when they're not actually. Okay? Let me give you an example of this, which many of you won't like. Okay? You all agree that I look tough, that I look masculine, that I am, and that I'm someone to be respected, and I'm a role model to some degree, right? You've been saying that in the comments, right? And that's one of my goals. I want to be a role model to you. I want to help you out. Okay? But consider this. It's been over 5 years that I've been a vegan. And I know it's easy to think, oh, but you got to have protein. I need protein? How am I lacking protein? I haven't eaten meat or eggs or dairy in over 5 years. How am I lacking protein? Explain to me how in January I was 6 pounds overweight despite having been vegan for nearly 5 years. See, that already shows you something. Most people in the world believe that you have to get protein and nutrition from animals, and that if you don't, you can't be healthy. But remember, you're getting a daily dose of wisdom from a man who hasn't eaten animal products in over 5 years. I'm saying that not to say you should become a vegan. I don't care what you eat. My point is this. Most people think it requires nutrition from animals to be healthy. And yet you're looking at a very healthy man who eats only vegetables, fruits, beans, grains, which is pasta and rice, nuts and seeds. And I've been that way for 5 years. And not only that, I'm more healthy than I was before. I used to have constant sinusitis. I couldn't breathe out of one side of my nose. I was allergic to animals, and I had dyshidrotic eczema. All those things went away. So I'm actually healthier than when I did eat animal products. But most people hear all that, and then they go back to their default, and that is, but you can't be healthy that way. You can't be getting enough protein. See, most people they feel more comfortable in what most of society believes. They're in a comfort level where they want to believe what everybody else believes because we all want a place to belong, like I say in the trailer for my video channel. Most people care so much about belonging to society, or at least the idea of subscribing to what society is normal there, that they're too close-minded to be like Nick Shell and step out of that and say, that's what they're doing, that's what most people are doing, but I'm Nick Shell and I don't have to do what most people do. I can do whatever I want to. If I don't need to eat meat or eggs or dairy and I can still be healthy, that's what I'm going to do. See, I've proven animal products are unnecessary to be healthy. I've proven that with my own life to myself, and I don't care if anyone else becomes a vegan. I have the ability to notice what is unnecessary in life, and then I cut it out of my life. In the same way, with hair, to be a respected man, to be an attractive man, you do not need hair. I'm proof of that. Look at the comments. Look at all the men who tell me that how much more attractive I am, how tough I look, how bad I look, in a good way, now that I don't have hair. Like, I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm put on this earth, is to prove to people that their system of believing that they need all these unnecessary things is a broken system, and they can keep doing that, and they can keep being unsatisfied in living their life that way. Or there's an alternative. Okay? No animal products in over 5 years. No hair. I'm healthier having not eaten animal products in over 5 years. And now I'm better looking without hair. Have I proven this yet? Have I convinced you? So many things in life we think that we need because we want to belong as part of society. And then some of us leaders in society says, you don't actually need all that stuff. In fact, you'd be better off without it.